everyone, welcome to TALRadio. This is me, Saankhya, hosting through the interview today. And this is the show where TALRadio proudly highlights extraordinary organizations and the remarkable individuals behind them. So today we are shining the spotlight on a powerhouse in the world of business evolution, AHA Impact. So picture this, a company where strategies aren't just blueprints, but living, breathing entities where teams just don't work together, but thrive together, and where leadership isn't just a title, but a way of life. So, AHA Impact isn't your run of the mill consulting firm. They are trailblazers, the game changers, and architects for success. So, with this knack for turning organizations into learning and adaptive powerhouses, AHA Impact is rewriting the playbook on how business operate in today's fast paced world. So, fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we are about to embark on a journey filled with innovation, empowerment, and a whole lot of aha moments. But before we delve into it, let me introduce you to the brainchild of this AHA Impact. Meet Albino Sanchez, the founder and CEO of AHA Impact. So, with over 18 years of experience in business transformation, Albino is not just a CEO, he's a catalyst for change, a champion of innovation, and the driving force behind empowering organizations to reach their full potential. So, get ready to be inspired as we delve into the mind of this trailblazing entrepreneur. So, welcome, Albino, to the show. We're really honored to have you today on the show.
Hi, Saankhya. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. How are you doing, Albino?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm doing great. So wonderful. That's a good start. So, could you give us a glimpse into who Albino Sanchez is? And can you please share the journey that lead you to AHA Impact?
Sure. Well, I've been in business for almost 30 years. I've been at the beginning of my career. I started working for my father's company, several convenience stores and several bakeries and a bread factory. So I did some work with him. I was learning how to be a leader, how to be a manager at the time while I was in college. And then I got married and I learned about business consulting while working in another company. And I really liked that. I really liked business consulting. And so I became a business consultant after my master's degree. And that was a great adventure for me. I was a business consultant in strategy management, and strategy execution. We were implementing balanced scorecard at the time. We were representing the creators of balanced scorecard, Doctors Norton and Kaplan. And so I worked with many management teams at large organizations. I gave workshops, training programs, and so that was an amazing experience. And then I started being a strategic planning manager at other companies, and then strategic planning director. So I created the strategy planning department for large organizations. I created, the different processes in a strategic planning department, like the project management office, the process design and process alignment, strategic planning annual events, right? And several other things that I really loved helping organizations define their objectives, their vision, and then help them achieve the vision. So that's what I did for a long time. And then I was invited to become the CEO of a software startup. So I did that for 5 years. So that was also a really amazing experience, and I really like that because the trends and everything is going towards technology. So that was a great experience, and then I realized that it was time for me to start my own business, to start my own organization, which is something I always wanted to do. And I was ready. So that's where I decided to start AHA Impact, and from where, why I decided to create this organization. It's because I realized through all my years of experience, I realized that organizations may implement a framework, processes. They may bring in consultants, but many times they don't really generate a long-lasting effect, a transformation, and their employees suffer during those implementations. There's overwhelming workload, and nowadays you can see a lot of burnout actually everywhere. Organizations are trying to do more with less resources. And so I realized that organizations need help, and they need help with not with technique, not with frameworks, but they need help with their people, with the leadership. And I realized when I was a consultant that some of the projects didn't last throughout time, and some did. And the difference was the leadership in the organizations. So that's something. When I created AHA Impact, I decided to develop leadership, to develop team teamwork, uh, team performance, and that's the the central part of what we do. We help organizations really uh, be successful in business transformations, and we empower the employees. We develop the leadership in the bosses, in the leaders, and that's what really excites me. That's why I created this organization. We help organizations really achieve their goals, achieve their vision, but in a way that we take care of their people, of their uh, you know their talent, and we develop their leaders so that they can have teams that are working collaboratively, that are being, very with they work with high performance. So that's what we do.
Wonderful. So, Alvin, now can you provide us an overview of AHA Impact services? Like, what kind of services do you offer?
Sure. We help with business transformations. What we do is that we make this easier or less overwhelming for the organizations. Uh, we do it empowering people and developing leadership, as I was mentioning. And to do that, we we offer different frameworks and different techniques and processes. Uh, for example, we do consulting, mentorship, coaching, team coaching, and training, right? So we adapt all our different frameworks and methodologies to what our clients need. So we could say and that our focus is business transformation, and within that we have strategy definition and strategy execution. We also have leadership development through coaching and team coaching. We have team development, right? And also we have innovation in management. So we are helping organizations uh, decentralize management and empower their employees so that the decisions and the resources are not, the top management doesn't become a bottleneck, right? We're going to help them to really bring those decisions and resources to the people, the people that are close to the market, that they know the clients, and by empowering them and giving them resources, they can be much more proactive, creative, and the client is going to be much more satisfied, right? And we're going to be ahead of the competition because we're going to be much more proactive and adaptive to the market. So that's something that we're using some frameworks that are already proven for many years from different uh, consultants at several countries, and so we're bringing all that together, and and we are looking for great impact in our clients.
That sounds great. So, can you share us some examples of the types of clients that you receive and the specific challenges that they bring to the table?
Of course, we are we help organizations, middle-sized organizations, where the CEO is a people-centered CEO that wants to empower their people, that believes in the power of talent, and also they take organizational culture as their responsibility. They don't delegate this to the HR department, right? So we that's the kind of companies we work for, companies where the CEO is really in charge of culture and values, people. Um, those are the clients that we work better with, and also there's regardless of the industry, right? This our frameworks can be implemented in any kind of industry, and also we work with business owners that are innovative, that are looking for to do things differently, to be ahead of the competition, and with them we implement these frameworks of innovation in management. So those are mainly that's our focus. Is much more about what kind of leadership that those organizations have, so that we can work with those leaders. That's more like it. And industry, it could be any industry, but the important part is what kind of leaders they have.
Well, that sounds great. So, thank you for answering that. So, as someone who runs the company, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have encountered in your working with organizations, and how do you approach overcoming them?
All right. Well, there's been several challenges, very interesting, that we've helped our clients to overcome. Let me give you a few examples. For example, there was a chain of gyms, training gyms, right, where they wanted to bring a new strategy to their stores or their franchises, and the big challenge there was how to communicate the strategy in a way that's simple, in a way that all the employees can understand it. And so what we did is we we prepared a communication plan at different levels, where we, for example, the people that were working at the gyms, what we did is we visited each one of them, and we created an event where we, through a game, we presented the strategy. Through they had to build a pyramid with cards, and each level of the pyramid represented the different perspective in the strategy. For example, this strategy had 4 levels. The first level was the people, the talent, and the culture. The second level of the strategy and the pyramid was the processes. The third level was the market, the clients, and the fourth level was the finances, the revenue and the costs and the profits. So by playing with them and building these pyramids, and asking them some questions, some kind of like a trivia, and we were teaching them the strategy, but through playing with them, right? Doing it fun, doing it really entertaining. And finally, we presented this strategy map, which is in one page, one single page, you can describe the strategy of the company. So they, at the end of that event, each one of them could explain the strategy of the company, and they could explain this strategy map to anyone. So that was a lot of fun, and that was a way to tackle that challenge of communicating strategy to all the company, and well, the client was really happy with the results, and so that was an example. And but there's others, no? For example, a large transportation company, they 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 are a passenger bus company. They were transitioning from a style of managing that was very focused on efficiencies. Throughout time, they usually were uh, focused on operations and improving the way they operate, but it was all about efficiency. And now they wanted to change the strategy into uh, being much more close to the client, being innovative in the way they in their offering, right? Adapting their services to the client's needs. So that was a big transition for the company. So they had to create new processes, create new departments. So there was a lot to do there. So what we did is that we created several workshops with top management, and we defined the new strategy, and then we created several workshops with each one of the divisions. So we explained the strategy to them, and we created strategic projects. Strategic projects, and we put in place a project management office, and those strategic projects, they all had to align to a big goal. This big goal was the CEO. I asked the CEO to define a big goal that would motivate all the different divisions toward that goal, and that goal was to duplicate the size of the company, of the revenue of this large company in 10 years. So that was key. That was key for the transformation, because and to get there, the company had to transition from efficiency driven to customer driven, and so that was the way we ignited this innovation, so that everyone had to achieve that goal and create those projects, and we were doing a great follow up on that, and finally the company achieved that. They achieved that in not in 10 years, they achieved it in 9 years. So that was a big success.
Great. I appreciate you patiently explaining all of that to us. Thanks a lot, Albino. So, can you share a notable success story from your work at AHA Impact?
Sure. Well, now I'm going to share a little bit about the coaching side of our business. What we do in coaching is we have one-on-one coaching, or we have team or group coaching. I'm going to share an example of one-on-one coaching. I was coaching a sales manager, a company that what they did is they market raw materials for the pet food industry. Okay, so they sold raw materials to, for example, to companies that manufacture food for pets. Okay, and this person, his major, what he was his career was on veterinary. He was a veterinarian. Okay, but that's what he studied for, and right now he was a sales manager, and he was not have achieving the goals, no? And that's why his boss hired me. So I was working with him. We were meeting once a week for an hour, and I was asking him some questions around what is it that you would love to achieve in life, no? What is it that you are passionate about? And after some sessions, he started saying me, "Hey, what I love is animals. That's why I wanted to be a veterinarian. Huh? And I'm working here selling raw materials for food for pets. But you know what? I'm not in contact with any animal here, right? And so I'm not really happy with what I do." So I asked him, Well, what is it that you would love to do? What's your dream? If you could have a magic wand, what would you like to happen? And he said, I would love to have my own veterinarian clinic, right? And but then after some questions, I asked him, hey, uh, why don't you pursue your dream? What's holding you back? And so he started, opening his mind and seeing possibilities until he said, you're right. And after a few sessions, he said, you know what? I made my decision. I'm going to quit my job. I'm in contact with some relatives in in another city. They found a location. I'm going to start my veterinarian clinic in a month. So he had everything planned. He was really excited. He was really motivated, and so he did just that. And that was like uh, many years ago. And today he's so happy. And he's really successful, and he's very thankful of that program. So that program changed his life. So that's just an example of what coaching can do for anyone. And this is really satisfying for us as coaches and as consultants. But it's a breakthrough that you can come up with through these programs.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. So, we know what you envision for the future of AHA Impact.
Well, right now we are based in Palo Alto, California. We are serving mainly clients in the San Francisco Bay Area. Uh, and remotely, we are serving clients we do coaching programs in online and training, etc. So we are serving remotely. We serve any country, just in two languages, in English and in Spanish. But we would like to continue expanding. We've been creating several alliances with other consulting firms, and right now we have 4 alliances. So we have teams of consultants and coaches in 6 countries, and so that's exciting for us, and that we can bring our frameworks and our vision to more and more people. So what we would like to achieve in the future, our vision, is to continue generating these success cases until we can um, have business transformation at a bigger level, at a higher level. But what I mean is that we can start, helping larger organizations and throughout their business transformations at a big level, right? So we are preparing for that. Right now, as I mentioned, we're focusing on middle-sized companies, but our vision is uh, to accumulate success in a way that we can start, working with larger organizations in the next 3 years, and then we can have a bigger scale of impact in organizations. That's our vision.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So, my next question is, how do you customize solutions for different organizations? Because they come with different needs. How do you customize that for them?
Sure. Well, that's at the core of what we do. And that's what makes us different from others. Uh, Although we use several frameworks that are proven and can be replicable, we actually what we do is that we tailor many of our frameworks to the needs of each one of our clients. So how do we do that? Well, it's very important to have an assessment at the beginning of each intervention with each client. So what we do is that we have a really profound assessment and a diagnostic of what the company is going through. What are their challenges? What are the strengths, their weaknesses? And once we really understand that, we do this through questionnaires, through interviews. Once we really, really understand that, then we can suggest different approaches, right? I was telling you before the approach of playing with the employees and so that they can understand the strategy, but that one may not be the right one with other companies, right? It all depends on the type of culture they have at the moment, and the type of culture they want to create, where they want to see themselves or they want to evolve, where the type of behaviors they want to see in their teams. So we see all that. Huh? We review what's the current culture, what's the desired culture. So our tools, our methodologies, we select which ones are going to be better to use for them. Okay, so yeah, I think that what I would say is that the initial assessment, the diagnosis is key. Is key for us to know what we have a lot of tools in our tool belt, so that we can select which ones to use. That's how we do it.
Thanks a lot for answering that, Albino. Now that we are at the end of our interview right now, is there anything that you want to tell our listeners?
Sure. Well, I just want to tell you that nowadays it's very important uh, to get help from others that are experts in change management, in business transformation, in leadership development, because nowadays the environment is so competitive, is so there's so many changes that organizations need to create that skill, that the the skill and the strength to adapt to change and to prepare for change, because that's something that we all organizations need to have in place. So feel free to reach out to us, and we have training, we have coaching, consulting, etc., and we'll be really happy to help you.
So that's the end of the interview. Thanks a lot for giving us your time, Albino, and thanks a lot for sharing your insights and expertise with us today. And your passion for empowering organizations is really, really inspiring. So keep that going on. And thanks again, once again. Thanks again for coming on to the show for us today.
Thank you for so much, Saankhya, for the invitation. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. So that was Albino Sanchez, founder and CEO of AHA Impact. I hope you find this interview insightful, and for more such interviews, stay tuned to TALRadio, powered by Tashalai Foundation. And until next time, stay inspired. And this is me, RJ Saankhya, signing off for today. Take care, you all.